Paulina Cachero, a Bloomberg personal finance reporter here, has a great story out there about kind of all the viral things you see right now on TikTok with how this generation is using the cash, showing its cash, storing its cash. But underneath all that sort of virality, there is sort of an underlying mood here about how they see the economy.
Yeah, I definitely think so. If you consider that a lot of Gen Z came into an adulthood in the middle of the pandemic, in the midst of a recession, their finances took a hard hit. I think about 43% of Gen Z respondents in a survey said that they fell back behind their credit card payments, rent, and a lot of their other finances. And so I also think, having seen the financial struggles of their parents and older family members, they're just wary of debt. And I think we see that in their hesitance to take on student loans and to use credit cards, and they're kind of rushed into buy now, pay later services. And so if you think about, they've taken a huge hit financially during this time that's really important for their financial development, they're pretty pragmatic about the way they approach their finances.
So let's talk about, you watch TikTok, you see them all brandishing cash being king, cash feeling like as though it's kind of free in some way. What are they doing? Are they earning it on the side and then immediately spending it? What's going on here?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird mindset, but I think the perception is that, they are withdrawing, a percentage of their income, whether that's from, babysitting or other side hustles that they're getting or working at a restaurant, saving it in cash envelopes. And when they spend that money, because they don't see it being deducted from their bank account, it doesn't feel like they're actually spending that money, which kind of makes sense if you take into consideration that, Gen Z grew up in a largely cashless world. They were swiping plastic credit cards, buying things off of Instagram, and, paying their friends with peer-to-peer payment digital apps like Cash App and Venmo. So if it's not, coming out of their bank account, it doesn't feel like they're spending any money at all.
What does that mean, though, long-term for the way they view their financial health, their personal financial situation?
I think that in terms of how they're viewing their, their own finances, we see that they are, really pragmatic in the way that they approach their finances. I think we might see, Gen Z starting to use cash a lot more. I talked to, one of the people that I spoke with doesn't have a credit card at all. And they feel that, even if they have that savings account, if they have money in the bank, they're going to spend it. And that cash is the only way that they feel in control of their spending. A recent Credit Karma survey found that about 45% of Gen Z, likes to use cash for everyday purchases. And I think about a third of them said that, they feel in control when they use cash. And we're seeing that on TikTok, even though they're posting these kind of lighthearted, viral trends, smashing Hennessy bottles.
And just stuffing everything in an envelope. I remember I feel like everything
What's old is new again.
Everything is old is new. I remember my grandfather died. We found like 75 grand in cash, like stuffed in like paper bags because he didn't trust banks. So I don't know. Maybe that's where we're going. Anyway, Paulina Cachero there. She has a great story out on the Bloomberg terminal now about how Gen Z views cash in this day and age.